For decades, Congress and the Department have sought acquisition reform and innovative technologies. It's only since FY24 that the level of investment started to catch up with the rhetoric. The FY27 budget request includes over $950 million for the Defense Innovation Unit, $54.6 billion for the Defense Autonomous Warfare Group, $580 million for the Joint Interagency Task Force 401, and for the counter small UAS. And I believe these investments will deliver overdue capability. And this subcommittee will continue to work with you to ensure success. I also note there's only $100 million for the accelerate the procurement and fielding of innovative technology. That's surprisingly low given APFIT's success. The subcommittee will continue to support APFIT as we have in the past. I invite you to join me at the APFIT Day on the Hill, July 21st, to see firsthand how APFIT is delivering capabilities to the warfighter. Consistent with the desire for injecting innovation at scale, for decades there's been increasing demand for increasing resilience in the industrial base, and more specifically, the supply chain. The FY27 budget request includes over $20.2 billion for the Office of Strategic Capital and $30.4 billion for the Defense Production Act. As you're aware, we're working closely with the industrial base policy team on the Civil Reserve Manufacturing Network to ensure the department can qualify and certify second and alternate sources to maximize American manufacturing. With exception of DIU and the Joint Interagency Task Force 401, most of the investments listed are in mandatory funding. What was the strategy to heavily rely on the mandatory funding sector in this budget?
Well, thank you for the question, Mr. Chairman. And I would, first, I would thank you and this committee for your efforts on acquisition reform, many of which had not been embraced by the department before, and a lot of templates on the table that were there for us to fall in and run fast with. And so speed, scale, cutting red tape, reducing requirements where we can, looking at things like DIU, Replicator, now the DOG, the Defense Autonomous Warfare Group. All of those were born of collaboration with the committee and efforts of now reformers we have in the department who are ready to run with it. As it pertains to the budget, I think there's a reality in this town of what can get done and how it gets done. And in a perfect world, everything would get done in regular order and with a $1.5 trillion top line, but there are a lot of challenges and dynamics, some of which I don't control. And ultimately, we look forward to working with the committee to ensuring, however it shakes out, that it's with full transparency with you and maximizing options for the department. And I think the reconciliation last year was a new vehicle, so it took some time, especially because we're doing new things, Office of Strategic Capital, different avenues. So figuring out how to deploy that took longer than we'd like, but we're committed to ensuring this year, with that as a vehicle, a part of it, that we do it in concert with you to ensure the most important things, whether they're in that or in regular order, are included in the budget.
Understand the desire for flexibility. I understand why we're breaking this up in order into chunks to, I guess, more digestible to some degree politically. But I would hope we can get a supplemental bill here soon. Obviously, that we know that of the munitions issue, and we know of the cost of this conflict, and we know the cost of other conflicts. And so we need to repay those O&M accounts that are going to be used, I suspect, in order to pay for this ongoing operation. So any idea when we're going to get this supplemental?
We're well aware of all those dynamics. I think, first of all, the munitions issue has been foolishly and unhelpfully overstated. We know exactly what we have. We have plenty of what we need. And the reason we're accelerating a lot of this is because the department's been static in how it does this kind of business, not to mention the amount that was given to Ukraine for years and years. So we are getting after changing that dynamic so that we're not getting 100 more of something, but the companies are investing so there's new plants, so you're getting 2x, 3x, 4x of those munition in future years, because that's what we need, that's what our allies and partners through FMS require, and we just haven't been delivering it. So we're in good shape on that front. Whatever we think we need, we will submit. But I'll say, even in the conduct of the conflict, working with the chairman and Admiral Cooper, ensuring that any munitions we're using, we know what we're trading off of to preserve capabilities, so we have maximum optionality across the globe, which we do.
Again, though, it would be helpful to get the supplemental sooner rather than later, for we can get to work on it. And now recognize Ms. McCollum for her question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.